everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm working on some custom aquarium decorations for a nano tank that I would like to build. Unfortunately, I cannot find anything that will go along with this idea that I have in my head. So after tons of research, and I mean tons, I decided to make my own decorations. Now, full disclaimer, I am very new to this, so I have to rely on internet research. I tried to ask some people in fish groups on Facebook and stuff, but I was really only met with, go do your research, you shouldn't be asking Facebook this kind of stuff. So yeah, here I am, trying to do this with internet research. Anyways, so my ideas included taking a horse on its hind leg, rearing up, and placing it on the center of this tank. Basically, I wanted it to be a statue, really. If you know anything about me, I absolutely love Mustangs and horses. We start out with some background plants, move forward to some mermaid tail, add in some medium-sized plants, and finish off with Java moss in the front. And of course, let's not forget a majestic rearing horse. The first idea was to make my own mold out of silicone and cornstarch. And I had to find a toy horse that was rearing to make the mold. That turned out a lot harder than I thought. First off, finding a toy horse that is not over $20 was my first setback. Second, apparently nobody makes rearing horses anymore. I visited so many thrift shops and secondhand stores without a single bit of luck. I only found this little unicorn that's laying down, but that wasn't quite the look I was going for. So I headed to Walmart where I found some mini versions of horses that I could potentially use, but honestly they were way too small. Plus I had to guess the surprise and hope I got it right. Somehow they were both the ones I wanted, but like I said, they were just too small. So moving on, we had to stop by Tractor Supply to look at some natural gravel that my boyfriend was wanting to put into his tank. And there it was, a horse rearing. Now you may ask why I didn't just stop at Tractor Supply to begin with. Well, it goes back to my first statement. I wasn't trying to spend over $20 on a horse that may potentially be destroyed. I ended up finding the horse on clearance and only paying $12 for an entire set. So as I'm preparing the materials for this mold, I realized this is going to be a lot harder than just putting a mold together and pouring cement in it. So we started doing some research on the plastic used to make the horse toy. We found out, through some tests, that they used ABS plastic. Fortunately for us, this is an aquarium safe plastic. So in order to create the look of a statue, we came up with idea number 2, which would be painting with cement. I literally picked up the bag with the cheapest cement. This took a lot of patience, but I honestly think it turned out great. A little disclaimer, cement may change the hardness of your water. To avoid this, once cured, let it soak in water for a little while. Remember, this is my first time doing any of this, and I'm fully relying on the internet research I've completed. Let me know in the comments if something isn't correct. I used a disposable cup, a cheap fork, and a paintbrush that are really no longer needed. I simply just dabbed the cement onto the horse, giving a moment between each layer to dry. I'm really pleased on how this turned out, and it was a lot easier than I expected, and I seem to have the look that I was aiming for. So as I said previously, according to research, I need to soak the horse for a little while so that it doesn't affect the water too much. I've noticed that everything you add to your water is going to affect it in some way. So please do your research before adding anything to a tank. I let everything cure for 24 hours before letting it soak for a week. I simply found a container that was bigger than the horse and filled it with water. Just a side note, make sure that you have dechlorinated water. I was scared to bowl it simply because it was plastic. I added black gravel to the aquarium and multiple types of plants. Some did well, others died pretty quickly. The mermaid tail grew great, but unfortunately died after a trimming. It was most likely something I did wrong, but the other mermaid tail has continued to grow even after trimmings. I've since added Ramshorn snails to clean the tank of algae and allow the tank to have some life. I plan on adding some small nano fish later, But until then, this is my finished product. Unfortunately, I could not keep track of all the information I found online, but I have attached a few helpful links. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.